And voila, here are our little collage art books made from board books, children's board books. The last segment did not get recorded, unfortunately, so I just now have the finished product. But we were pretty close, and I'll just go over what I did and what it looks like. I am just in love with this little guy. It's so sweet and tiny and perfect for postage stamps. I basically took a little piece of the end of one of those belts that you get that's woven, and I snipped it off, and then I did a little just stitching of this baker's twine and glued it on. And then I attached a fastener, a handmade fastener, and then I put a brad through it. It goes right there, and that way it can close or stay closed simply by going underneath and twisting, which I think is super cute. I love how the pages are white and you can see where the napkin got decoupaged on. I think it looks really sweet. And basically now this book is ready to go to start making some collages in. And every page is gessoed to the point where I can work in it. It doesn't matter if it's 100% like completely opaque, because you're going to be putting collages on top of it. So this is the first one. The second one is I want to do basically nature collage in here with natural materials. So let me see if I can kind of get this. It's terrible light today, so I made this sort of glossy. Let me see, maybe it'll be better if I do this and I zoom in. There we go. I made this hand-stamped book plate, and then I put glossy accents on top of it and put some actual real ferns in there. And that became this book plate. And then I have a black paper, just a black elastic that will keep it closed if I want it closed. And I lined it with some really beautiful, like decorative, I don't think it's William Morris. I think it's Pep and Press wrapping paper. And then these are also ready and gessoed up so that I can work in this book. And I actually ran the alcohol, like the ink pad around here. I inked it up because I wanted it to look a little grungy, and I did some inking around the edge. And this one is ready to go too. So I thought what we would do is I would show you the practical use of these two little guys, and we do a quick little collage to break each one of them in. So let's start with the nature one. I want to do a collage just on this page here, and I have a few little things that I've already kind of thought about doing. I have this piece of wood, just paper that has a wood pattern on it, and I just used a ripping ruler, and that I think is where I'm gonna put that on there, right like that. But I need some ink. Okay, let me grab some inks. And I found these little paper leaves that I had from a different project, and I thought they would look really cute, like on here, sewn on. I'm picturing like some thread going right through there. And then I have this little torn piece of paper. I like that it said Homes and Haunts on it. So I think I might put that about there. Well, let me glue down, or at least tack down the things I know I want to put in certain places. Well, let me lay it out first. So I have these old magazines that got a little chewed on by some fleas, and I like that this said October 1930 something. Thinking about putting that right above the Haunts and the homes. And I suppose this could go right there. And I have this piece of birch bark, and I thought that might look really nice on the top of it. Maybe behind the leaf, like that. And then I fussy cut out a little chipmunk guy, and he had something going through his tail on the page, so I had to cut his tail off. So I'm thinking about putting him kind of here and putting his tail maybe here. But that would mean I would need to move my leaf there. Maybe I'll have to move him down just a little bit. I think I need to put I think I need to put down some of these things so that they stay in the right place. So let's start with inking up the edge here of this paper. I love looking on Instagram at people's collages. I think that they're so clever, and sometimes we get little pieces of paper or little things that we hoard, that if we collage with those things, we can hang on to them and make them into beautiful artwork, and it would just be a really pretty kind of lookbook to go through and look at all these little pieces of artworks that you've made over the years. So that's kind of my thought with these little collage books, is that we would make each page is just another little piece of art. So now I want to put this homes and haunts. I don't know if I want to ink the edge though. I kind of think I like it without the ink. Let me get a piece of paper to glue on. My mount is actually on the table, so it's going to be hard for me to not shake the camera, which is the biggest challenge here. So I'm going to go really carefully so that the camera doesn't shake too much, hopefully. Let's see, make sure that this is in here, right? And I think I want this like that. Okay, so then I'm thinking, I really liked that October right here over the haunts. I should look at where the leaves go. I wanted the October to show, and it would be nice to have the 1930 show too. So maybe I need a little something right here. Like a little piece of Florentine paper maybe. Let's see how that looks. Just so the haunts and homes stands out a little bit more. All right, so I will put this down. And as I kind of fiddle with things, we can chat for a little bit. I hope you guys are doing well. It has been a very crazy time for all of us, I believe. And I'm really looking forward to the weather getting, I've never said this before in my life, that I was looking forward to the fall or the winter. But I'm really looking forward to maybe getting inside and really getting some creative time done. I feel like I've been very, very lax on my creative time the last few weeks, especially. It's just been so busy. I love this little chewed edge. Let me see. Make sure this guy goes in there. I've really enjoyed my fall. It's been quite busy. Everything got kind of moved off in the fall because of COVID and everything, but then it was sort of feast or famine. I did more things in the last month, a month and a half, than I've done all year. And I'm a little tired. You know, I wish it could have been spread out over the year, but this was the perfect time, and the numbers were good for a while, so I was able to get out and do some things, which has been wonderful. And you want to take those opportunities when you get them, because Lord knows they may not be around. So it's just been really busy. Yeah. Okay, I love that little guy. All right, so what I think I want to do before I move on is I think I want to get that stitching in. So in order to do that, maybe I'll only have 2 leaves. Maybe I don't want the 3rd leaf there. Or maybe it's not a junk journal, so I have to remember that. This is supposed to be collage, so I'm not sure if it going outside the book would be a smart thing, but let's see what this looks like. I really love the colors and, you know, just the little feel of the guy. And then I have this bark that I wanted to put under here, which I do like. And then he has his tail. Which has to come out somewhere, right? Somewhere that makes sense. Like that makes sense. So let's put his tail in there. And I'll need a little bit of fiber tack for the bark, because it's not going to lay flat on its own. It's thin, it's good, it's thin, but it's still going to be, let's see, did I want it this way? I think I wanted it this way. And then I need to sort of just peg down the leaves. All right, I need to put in some stitches down here. I feel like I need to put some stitches here. So let me do that and I'll be back. Okay, so I got this little guy here. So now I want to snip those little ends. Snippity snip. Maybe in a junk journal I'd have them ends sticking out, but I don't want them in here because this is supposed to be collage, right? This is not supposed to be about things hanging all over the place, but okay. That's a cute little collage, don't you think? Or I think so. The only thing that's missing is I had this little piece of textile that I really, really liked. I loved the colors on it. I keep saying I'm not going to have anything sticking out, but maybe I will. I think I had this little piece left over from when I made the woman's wallet. You never know when you make something with another project, you're going to end up getting to use it. I'm going to keep this upside down because I'm going to need this in a minute. Eek, not on my pretty desk. Yeah, I like that color. It almost looks like a little bookmark, which I don't mind too much. I can always snip it if I don't like it later. Okay, so like I had said, this gesso piece, I could have collaged right to that, or I can make a small collage like this and then put it down. I think I'm going to do a little bit of inking right around the edge, just because I feel like it needs that to sort of frame it. And now I'm going to glue it right down into the book, and that will be my first collage. And then I can, you know, whenever I get some materials from nature, some pressed flowers or some pressed leaves or something, and I'm feeling inspired just to make a pretty piece of art and maybe have some quiet creative time, I can make a small collage and then add it to this collection. Sorry, you're going to be wiggling a little bit because I'm pressing in the... And if I could do many things, I could loop this if I wanted to have a loop sticking out of the top of the book, which maybe at some point I will. Or I can keep it this way and have it more like a bookmark. Or I can snip it. Make sure there's nothing else I want to add. I have this little piece of bark I didn't use. And I love the little jaggedy piece on it. Maybe a word up in here would be cute. Or a word with it stuck a little bit under here. Not sure what word that would be, but it would be a cute little place to put one. Of course, then the balance to me is off. I think I'm going to leave it as is. So this is my first little collage in this book. And I can put the elastic on top and then just put it on my shelf, and when I'm in the mood to do a nature collage, I have it ready. So now let's see what we can do for our first little collage in here. I've pulled a few things and thought maybe I would make a little stamp. Now this one I really just want to be about postage. I love the idea of doing a postal collage book because I love stamps so much. So I'm going to use this teal Netherlands stamp. I'm just going to go basic for the first page, only because this is so busy here and I don't want it to be too thrown off. And there we have it, just a really simple little collage just for the first page. And then this can be either a bigger collage or two small collages, and I'm going to reserve these for some really special stamps. I was going through my stamps yesterday and I found some really good ones, so I see some stamp collages in my future, and they will go in this little tiny book. And that is just, for those of you who are enjoying making small collages, a fun little project to put your collages in. I hope you enjoyed this project, and if you did, I hope you'll push the like button below, and I'd love for you to subscribe. My projects are mostly recycled items, upcycled items. I like kits, but I work a lot from what I have, and I love finding new uses for things. So if you enjoy that kind of thing too, please subscribe. I'd love for you to join my community. Thanks so much.